Hi, everybody. It's Saturday night. We're going to have some fun tonight. It's going to be Arts and Crafts for Adults, and it is a live video chat show, so we will be interacting with the chat room. I've invited a couple of people to come on tonight, and they should be here in a few minutes. They may have a few things they need to get fixed up before they get online, but we are going to paint a bunny rabbit a little bit here. I posted it in my Facebook group if anybody wants to paint along. And let me go ahead and get my chat room up and do all that good stuff. See if I can do it. Get everybody, get the speaker turned down and the chat turned up, and let's see who's coming in this evening. Nobody yet, so I've got me a new play toy. It's one of these little yarn spinners. Um, it winds up your yarn, and I've had it in my basket for about I don't know, a month or so. Ever since I got my spinning wheel last month, and I've had this yarn thing in my basket, and I keep putting it save for later, and then our very good friend Becky at Beck's Creations, she got one, and so she kind of enabled me to stick this back in my cart. So it's all Becky's fault. She got me in the mood to do it, and I said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with my yarn all winded up in the old fashioned balls, And I thought, but these cakes, they're called cakes after you make them like this. They are so cute. Hi, Dana. Didn't know if you want to come in tonight. Are you wanting to come in? There's room. I can give you the link. I can send you a request. Let me send it over to you. Hang on a second, Dana. I got you. I think Becca's going to be busy tonight with senior pictures. She's getting pictures made with her son, and I think there might be like going out in the field or something to. There we go. There we go. And so I don't think she's going to come unless she wants to come in later. She can come in later. So that's fine. That's fine, Dana. Don't you worry. That'll be fine. She's got a lot to do this weekend, and I think she's. Are you babysitting too? Have you got the babies? She was supposed to get her grandbabies, or they were coming over. I don't know how long they were going to stay, but something like that. So, but anyway, I'm glad I got it. I love the design on these when they make the little cakes. They call them cakes, and I've got an extra end involved. Let's see if I can find it. This is doubled up. There it is. Let's see if I can find this end. Oh, they got sick. Okay. Well, there'll be another day, I'm sure. They'll come back. Can't keep them grandbabies away. So anyway, this yarn here, it's a textile yarn, and I think it's used for like in rugs. It's not for fabric because it's got a thickness to it, and it's it's got a nap to it, and it's like it's nappy. Um, and it has a twist to it, and so you have to definitely keep it on a ball. But I got this yarn probably 25 years ago, and at a yard sale, and the lady had a whole bag of different colors, And apparently, her mother, hi Janet, hi Candy. Um, apparently, the lady's mother worked at a textile place, and she brought home odds and end remnants. So that's what I've got in my possession. So I'm trying to untangle it right now. But I made this part of a cake. They call them cakes. So Candy is at an 80th birthday party. Woohoo! Okay, Candy. Oh, have a piece of cake for me. I can't have it unless it's sugar free. And you know what? I thought of well, I guess it was last night or today. I can't remember when I thought of it. But I have a great idea for an entrepreneur. If anybody wanted to start up their own business, they should do a keto friendly pizza. Make a keto bread instead of, because I can have everything on the pizza. I just can't have the bread. But if they were to use, like coconut flour or some kind of keto bread flour that's made a flour substitute and come up with a pizza for it and have it carb friendly, low carb, they would people would go hog wild over it. I know they would. Yeah, I would. I love pizza, but I can't have all that crust. I can eat everything on the pizza. I can lick the pizza. So let's see here. What am I doing? I think this little piece here is all tangled up around the big piece. So, yeah, kavasa flour is really lovely. Now, I've never had kavasa flour, Kasavo, kavaso. I do have in my possession coconut flour and almond flour, but I've yet to make anything out of it. Uh, I just haven't got crossed that bridge. Well, let's see here. Am I going to have to cut it? Am I going to have to figure out the end of this? I'm thinking that every bit of this is not even connected. So might be able to trim this part off. Spelt, Spelt. Spelt flour. Well, I'll have to write these down. I've never heard of these flowers. It's a good thing I mentioned it, huh? It's a good thing I mentioned it. I think I've got a piece of paper right here. There's Pam. Pam's here. Pam's coming on to help me. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Pam has been crocheting. If you like to
Yes,
watch her
I
crochet,
have.
she's doing good with the crochet. She's making up her own pattern and everything.
No, it's not my pattern. It's this pattern. I'm
It,
following a pattern
she's following a pattern.
called the Maritime Scarf. And I found my
Okay,
book.
a maritime scarf. Did you find the book?
I did.
Okay.
So it's this scarf right here. And then it
Very,
has all the instructions on these two
okay.
pages.
Very nice. I love the color. Is that a brown?
The color of this, it's like a red
Is it a
almost.
is it a red? I knew it was a dark.
It looks
Oh
red.
no, I meant on the one you're making.
The one I'm making is a black and gold.
Okay, it's black and gold. Well, together
The
I
my
couldn't tell.
swatch I did up was like a autumn brown.
Okay, very pretty, very pretty. So if you like to watch and learn, that's the thing to do. I just know how to do the granny square stitch.
I've
That's my
never done a granny square.
well. Believe me, it's a lot easier than the ones you're doing. It's just a pattern, something over and over.
Yeah.
So
Like
all
while
right.
I was looking for my books, I even found a crochet sweater for cats book that I bought a while ago.
For cat.
Yes. Like little
They
cat
are. That's not fair.
outfits.
They already wear. They already have a fur coat. I'm sure. I'm sure my cat would rip that off as soon as she could. But that's funny. I
That'd
did.
be cute though.
I had a little book at one time, and I kept tearing out pages of it, and it was I think it was Chinese or Japanese, and they were dressing the cats up in outfits, different kind of outfits, and with hats and stuff, and
Yeah.
and those cats, they looked like they were just so unhappy. They had to sit there and endure endure all that.
Good to see you too, Janet.
So anyway, I was just trying to demo this
A little ball
little
winder.
ball winder here, and I love the pattern that it's doing. And as soon as I get this little knot out, which it's coming out, it's coming. I can continue with the winding part. As soon as I get this out of there, I'm not sure, but that might be it there. No, one more. But I have had so much many miles out of this rug yarn that I've acquired about 25 years ago, and it came in several different colors, and this is a red and orange, and I've used it and used it and used it for everything, and in my crafting. Okay, there's that one. Come on,
I found
almost.
some black fabric while I was looking, but it's not quite the same black fabric that I used for the pants that I was making, so I'm gonna keep looking.
What were you making?
For the pair of black Pamerals for Dawn,
Oh, oh, for
so I
Dawn.
have these ones right here that I did. But I was looking for some more black fabric to go with it, but it's not quite the
Not the
right
right
black
shade.
fabric.
Yeah.
So I've got to keep looking.
Well, anyway, I'm going to have to just call it quits on this because I can get it off, but it's just going to take me a little longer than I thought. And we got things to do. I was kind of waiting on Chris to get here. Chris is going to come on with us, and I um, told everybody that they had to bring an egg, bring an egg to the group and a bowl. So you need a bowl to put. You're going to blow your egg out in a bowl. And have you ever done that?
I think once
Maybe.
I
Okay.
had a couple or
Okay.
four
Well, let's wait and see if
with the lid.
because Carissa said she was going to bring an egg too. So let's see
Though
how.
it's kind of cold still.
Yeah. So anyway, after you wind your ball, you just slide this off of this part, and there is your cake.
Hi,
And
Angela.
there's a middle part, the middle thread, and you put it right there, and you can pull it from the middle to use your cake. So it's loose on the inside of the inside part. but it makes everything look so nice and neat. So I can't wait to roll up all my yarn balls, and I've got tons to roll up. So that's what I did. Got my latest toy. So, and I will probably roll this up again too, but not right this second. So that was one little toy. Thank you, Aunt Beck. She's the one who got me to get it. I wasn't going to buy it. I got it on Amazon, and there's tons of them. Several people sell them, and I got mine for like 15, and they go and up, 15 and up for that same one. And I got a good one. So and then I had some. I looked at all the reviews, and sometimes it's not necessarily the money, it's the person you buy it from. They might not have good habits in their selling, in their business. So hi Angela, good to see you. So let me go back and Janet says coconut milk makes good. Okay, I'm going to write those flowers down. Cavasso. Kasavo. And then what was that other one? Flower spelt. And I'll have to look those up and see what they're made up and stuff. A lot of times they're made up of different products other than the wheat. And again, it's not necessarily the wheat that is my problem. It's the modified wheat that is the problem. Yeah, that's what it is. So, oh, while we're waiting on Chris, I can show you my eggs from last year, from the past. Let's see what's in this box. Let's see what's over here in this box. Got some Easter grass, some yellow paper. Oh, look, I've got some eggs already blowed out. Ready to go. These are some eggs that I have done in the past, and some of these eggs were my mother's. This one was done by my mother, and it's got some really old pearls on it, costume pearls, and some of them have fallen off. And usually we date all of our ornaments, but she did not date this one. So I don't see a date on it, but she put gold rickrack and a purple ribbon and the jewelry, and she's hot glued it on. And I don't know how old that one is. And here is one of her traditional glass eggs. There's an empty egg underneath the glass, the mirrors, and she hot glued the mirror pieces on. You can see the hot glue is kind of yellowed with age, but that's the hot glue. And then she put a one of those flower stones on top and made a little flower and a hanger for it. But that was one that my mother made. Here's one that I made, and I made it here in this room. Either did I date it? I should have. If I didn't, I think I. I can't to say. I hate to say I've made all of these last year, but between last year and the year before, I can probably safely say, but there's no date on it. What am I like? I did not put the date on there, but it's music paper with bees. Music
Hi,
paper.
Chris. Hi, Annette. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Stace.
Oh, fly. Chats are flying. Did Chris
Chris
come in?
says she doesn't have any eggs.
That's okay. You can come in and paint, and Pam and I'll do the eggs. You can still paint if you want to. It's up to you, Chris. I sent you a link. You're invited. Okay. So anyway, this one was some flower punches, just a little flower punch that I had, and I put yellow and green flowers, and then on the green ones I got a dot of green glitter. So, and this is an old one I've had for a while. This is 2022. I guess I made a new one. I've made this several times. And there's my little lady, and she's got a little hat on her. And I think Violet crocheted this little doily, and then some flowers. And she hangs up. And if you want to put her on a tree, like an Easter egg tree, you can. You certainly can. But there's my little girl. And then of course I made one of shells. This is all nothing but baby shells. And these are store-bought shells. So hi everybody coming in. So tonight um, we're going to take and I'm going to show you how to blow an egg out. Here, this one is just tissue paper, and this one's looks like crayons or markers. 22. This one's 22. We did this one last year. It is so corny, it's cute. This was part of a table, a mat, like a little placemat, and I cut all the flowers apart and I used it as my base and put some green grass on it and some little chickadees with just a yellow egg, a yellow dyed egg. And there's a little chick on top too. He's cute. He's cute no matter what. Here's one with just stamps. So you'll have to think about what you want to put on your egg. And this one has fabric material, and I cut up all the bees off the fabric and made a bee egg. This one was a napkin. Fussy cut them out. And then this one was just some flowers. And this is probably one of the best ones. We did this one last year. You remember? Yeah, you all were here. Yeah, you should remember some of them. This was one of my favorites. So I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I haven't even thought about what's next. And then I made one of copper foil. I think this is like tape, or it was foil paper, like aluminum foil, but it was coppery. So that's all of them. So let me show you. Let me show you how we're going to blow an egg out. Gotta learn how to blow an egg. I thought maybe I've got some sari silk. I thought maybe I could decorate one with sari silk. So here's what you do when you blow an egg. You get your X-Acto knife. You have to find it first. hmm Find your X-Acto knife, and you poke a hole in you're going to poke a hole in both ends. Now I like to make one end a little bit bigger than the other end. You don't have to make it gigantic, and the blowhole doesn't have to be gigantic. But well, I can show you how big of a hole I did on this one. I did a hole like that, and then a hole like that on the other end. It doesn't have to be quite that big, but sometimes it cracks, and that's the way it is. And that's what you get. But you just peck on it, and you have to do this out of your bowl because the eggshell will the white chips will fall in your bowl, and then you'll have eggshell in your egg. And I'm going to blow with my egg out in the bowl, and then I'll have a scrambled egg after a while. And I'm just pecking away. Usually it goes through by now. I don't know what the holdup is. But there's a little hole. I'm getting it. I'm a getting it. Chip away. So I've broken the shell here, and so I've got a nice little hole there. So I'm gonna put my finger on it and turn it over and poke a hole in the other end, cause it will drip out. It can drip out. It might drip out. The idea is to peck in the same spot until the eggshell breaks. Just like that. And you can't squeeze it, because if you squeeze it, it might crack too. There's Chris. Hi, Chris. Chris, you can be the judge. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know
Okay.
if you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good.
Okay.
You can be the patrol. See if
Okay,
we
I
do.
like that. I like
See
that.
if we do it. Have you ever blowed an egg out?
Never.
Okay.
Never,
Well,
never. This is new for me.
well,
But
we always did this as a kids, and my mother was a art teacher, craft teacher, and she always we always did arts things around the holidays, and Easter time we always had an Easter egg tree, and she would take a branch, a particular branch from the yard. We had lots of trees, and she would paint it white and get a coffee can and put some gravel in the bottom of it, and then pour plaster of Paris with the stick in the coffee can with the gravel around it, and she would pour that plaster of Paris around the tree trunk so that it would stand in the coffee can. And so anyway, after you get your shell off, don't put the shell in your bowl. You'll have eggs in your bowl. So I got the shells out of my bowl. Now I'm going to blow. And did you see the decorated ones I showed a minute ago?
yes, I was setting
Okay.
this up, but I just couldn't enter. My internet was like acting weird.
Okay. But we always had Easter eggs, and we would dress them up as people, characters, you name it. We did it. So now that I have it opened on both ends, I'm going to blow in this little hole in hopes that the egg and the yolk will come out the bottom hole. And there's a way to do it without cracking it. Okay, you can't squeeze it with your hands or you'll bust your egg because it is hollow. And if you have a hairline fracture in it, then it might break anyway. And if it does, you still have the egg. You can still make a scrambled egg.
Oh my god. Well,
So here
sounds
we go.
complicated. It sounds
So
complicated.
I'm
Hi
gonna
everyone in
I'm
the chat. Hi.
okay. I'm gonna blow. It doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to put my finger over the little hole, and I'm going to make my bottom hole just a little bit bigger and see if that won't help it come out. You can peel it back a little bit sometimes. Let's try it again. It blew out all the way out. There's my egg. So
Wow.
there's
I
an
would
empty egg.
I wouldn't be able to do that. And I went today to the supermarket, to the
Yeah.
HEB that we have here. Well, not nearby, it's like 8 miles away from my house. And I had on my list, uh, I don't know, like to buy 6 eggs or something like that. And just when you told me, I was like, oh, yes, I do have eggs. And I realized I didn't get them. Totally forgot.
You forgot the eggs.
I forgot the eggs.
Okay.
So
So
tomorrow I'll have
anyway,
to go to the store
all
again.
I have to do now is put the lid on my egg and send it back to the kitchen, and I'll tell the chef, that my personal chef, that I'd like to have a scrambled egg after a while, and he'll fix it for me. Since I've already got some eggs already done up, I won't have to do another one unless somebody needs for me to see it again. But I'm sure you all, most of you all know how to blow an egg. I'm sure of it. I'm just sure of it.
I will make a mess, I know.
Well, and then you have
Definitely.
to make sure you remember to take the egg back into the kitchen, because if you wait till next week and find it in here, it will spoil. Been there, done that. Yeah, you could, if you have a skewer. Hi, Teresa. You could pop the yolk if you think you need to do it. But there's a way to do it, and a way to blow it where it works out real good. Now, there's something on that has bled. I had a pin out. I'm going to cut that off because I think that came from my leaky pin that I had out a few minutes ago, which is this pin. It leaks. These are those crystal pins. Throwing them away. Every one of them, every one of them leak. Okay, so now we get to decorate. So I've got some sorry ribbon, and I don't have an egg with any sorry ribbon on it. And I thought that might be fun. Thought it might be fun. And all of my little tubs, see, I've got everything in tubs and they're marked. This one's marked eggs. It's got eggs on it right there. So I went straight to the closet and I could find my eggs. This one's got sorry on it, sorry ribbon. So I went straight to the, pulled this out, and there was my sorry ribbon. And I thought maybe this would be fun to put some sorry ribbon on my egg, and with the different colors. So Pam, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing okay. Just
Did you blow
working it
it out?
out. What?
Did you blow it out?
Not yet.
Oh gosh.
I'm working on it.
Make the hole a little bit bigger if you need to.
Maybe.
And push the air with your cheeks, not your fingers. Like you're blowing a balloon and you
Yeah.
push your cheeks, you push the air out of your mouth.
Yeah.
You can add a
Can.
little pressure that way. Just sharing. Just to sharing some info there. So
Yeah, Dana.
Not even with your detailed instructions, Beth, I would be able to do it. I think I would have just, I don't know, I would
I
have
give
covered
good
every
directions,
egg.
huh?
So I'm glad I didn't do this live on camera.
Oh yeah. And Teresa says, "Oh yeah, don't forget, it will not work if the egg is boiled." Because Pam says, "You mean a raw egg?" I go, "Yep, a raw egg." She figured out what I was doing. So anyway, I was looking at some of these. I was trying to find a couple of ends, Here's an end, and here's an end. And I'm just going to cut some of these ends off of this sorry ribbon and just see what we can come up with. I like to get a piece of this orange. And some of this sorry ribbon is it's continuous and it's sewed together, like right there. So I could just cut that right there because it's on a seam and get a little bit of both of those colors. I like to
I
get
don't
some of this.
have so many
Yeah.
things to decorate, I'll have to go and search
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
things that my mom left.
Yeah.
But I think eventually I will try it. Maybe not for this Easter, but
Yeah.
eventually.
You can
But
you,
yeah, first I need to know how to blow
it
an egg.
you could use book pages, you know. Book pages would be cute, and especially if you tore the pages up and inked the edges and then glued them down, that would be cute. It would be like a Victorian egg. You could put a little magazine picture on it, or if you have a little picture of something that you like, whatever picture you like, you can decoupage that on there as well. Lots of different things. And of course, you can try to make a person.
The only thing that I have created with eggs is like a collage with the eggshells. You
Oh,
break
yeah,
them,
yeah,
then you
yeah,
glue them, and
yeah.
you paint them in different colors. And that's the only
And
thing that I
I
remember
do
I
I do
created.
that. I do that. Yep, I've done that lots of times. Yep, eggshell art. I keep a little bowl right over there on my underneath my tray here. There's a little bowl of eggshells, and I've got white and brown eggs. Yeah. So I'm just cutting this up here. I think that ought to be enough. Surely
No, I
that will
don't
be enough to
know.
cover an egg or two. There's my sorry seal. So that could go back in the closet. See what we got here. So this will be fun. And then I'm going to need a little piece of ribbon, which I have right here, that I need to glue on for the hanger part. So we can have that. And I usually stick my ribbon in the holes, one of the holes. And I have in the past taken my eggshell, uh, if it, especially if the egg yolk breaks, there might be egg yolk in there, but it will dry out. But I have taken my egg and filled it with water from the sink in the kitchen, and then I get enough water in there, and I cover both ends and shake it, and then I blow the water out, and it washes the inside out. Sorry, eggs. It's a Power Woman egg. That would be good. A peanut butter and jelly egg, okay. I don't know how to make a peanut butter and jelly egg, but I'm sure you could probably, uh, we could make something up as we go. You know that. We can always do that. And
I
I'm
would
going
like
to
to
use,
see
uh,
that. I would like to see what Teresa is describing. A scene inside the eggshell. A
yes,
miniature, right? Oh, that would be so cool.
uh, you can Google eggs, and there are people who carve eggs. Uh, so I put a little bit of glue in my hole with my ribbon in there, and I'm going to set it aside and let it set up, and it will get a hold of that ribbon here in just a few minutes. And I'm going to do it on both sides of the ribbon. Squish it down in there.
trying to paint, but I'm just so interested in the process that I cannot concentrate.
You could. Oh, okay. You're already doing the bunny that I put in the chat. Okay.
Oh yes, because
Good.
it's so
So I'm gonna
cute.
let this sit for just a few minutes and see if I
Yeah,
can't
but
get.
it's just a sketch right now.
Um, but as soon as we decorate our egg, we can. So I could just make it like a confetti egg and just cut all my snippets in little tiny pieces. I could
Let me open my window a little bit.
and make a little sorry confetti. Sorry, not sorry. Confetti egg. Oh, this is pretty. It's striped.
I have to adjust the lights here.
And I have no problem, I just grabbed the sorry ribbon and I said, I haven't done a sorry ribbon. So I grabbed it, I saw it, I grabbed it, didn't have any problem making a decision of what would look good on the egg or anything. I just grabbed it, the box, and that's how I made the decision. And I just don't have a problem with making decisions. Make it work, whatever you have in your hands.
I agree.
And I've put nail polish on eggs before. I have a whole one of those big tubs for storage. I've got one of those full of that Easter eggs. I've got them dated back from the 70s. Used to make one every year, a different one every year to add to my collection.
Wow, where did you keep them? Because they are very
And
fragile.
storage, yeah, like with my Christmas decorations, you put them
Uh,
in tubs, in these tubs, for storage, and they're in the garage. And I can't guarantee the condition of them at this point in time. We've had so many things moved around in the garage.
okay.
I'm not sure where they are, but they're out there somewhere. So let me cut some of this one off. And that should be enough to cover an egg. I think I got everything. So these little bits here, I'm just going to put them in my little bits and pieces bowl that I have on my desk here, my new bowl, and it's holding on my bits and bobs. I've got everything in it, little extra things. So, oh, I didn't get this one. This is a pretty one. It's green and yellow, or green and gold. It's pretty. Okay, we've got a lot of dander. Sorry, dander. Mhm. It's sorry, dander, but that's okay. I can scooch it off in the garbage. And these are all silky. You could do the same thing with any kind of material. It didn't, if you had Easter egg fabric or uh, you can do anything you want. So I'm just going to start with some glue on my egg. And I'll start at the top and put some glue. And then I will take this first piece and I'm going to put it right up next to the ribbon up there at the top. And glue that piece down. And I'm not worried about gluing the corners down or gluing it completely smooth. I want it ruffly. I want the edges to show. If the edges show, that's good. That's good. Just covering up the white egg is all I'm covering up. so
think I
I
would
can over.
use tissue paper to
Huh?
harden the shell, and later I will use all the decoration. So maybe I could keep in that way the integrity of the shell. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't worry if I just push too much and then I crack it.
Well, you learn. You'll learn after you do one or two. You'll understand how rough you can be with it, and you'll be surprised that it's pretty sturdy. So
Ah, looks so cute. Yeah, I was recalling an episode. It was more a homework when I was at university. We had this crazy teacher. We had to design a package for eggs, and he was to throw the package from, I don't know what you want, 6 feet probably. If the egg survived, you passed. It was the exam. So of course we were first semester. There was no internet, so we have to find different resources to try and get that done. But my father helped me. He's an engineer. And he was like, "Oh, I did that when I was in university. You have to do this. You just have to cover the, not the sides. The sides have to be free, but the package needs to touch the top and the bottom. That's the only thing you need to remember." So we designed a package, and our egg survived. We got a 10. We were very happy.
so you had to wrap a package and
Yeah, we
turn it.
had to design a package around the egg, and the egg was supposed to be thrown from 6 feet high.
Oh, to see if it would
And
break
yeah,
or not.
exactly. If it didn't break, we had a 10.
Okay.
So my dad helped me with that assignment. So I'm very
So
happy.
the lighter the package was, the less damage it had
Exactly. And it
when it
was
landed.
tied around the top and the bottom. That is the hardest part of the egg. And the
The box.
sides were
Yeah.
untouched.
I see.
So
I
it was
see.
like a cylinder. Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
I don't remember, but it was very genius. But of course, it wouldn't be suitable for production. No company will say, "Oh, we'll produce
Well,
for
was
you."
there any way that you could have tested it in advance?
I
I
tested
mean,
it before
that
the
would be the
exam.
logical thing to do.
Yeah, my mom was not very happy because I used like half a dozen eggs for the design. So
Were the eggs in the box?
yeah, it has to be one egg,
Oh,
just one egg in the box,
and
and it had to survive.
was
So
it
it was
wrapped up in
fun.
foam or anything?
Not really. We couldn't use anything but cardboard. So
Okay.
there was no cushion material to protect the egg or something, and just a minor crack, and you failed the exam. So
No.
it was very interesting.
Okay. Well, it
Yeah,
rolled
but
around in that box. Yeah.
yeah, this teacher was really really mad with his assignments.
Yeah. I bet the other students didn't care for that. But see, I love a good challenge.
Yeah, this was like, give me a break, because we were not industrial designers. I mean, I studied graphic design. That's my major. So
Okay.
it's totally different.
Mhm.
An industrial designer or an architect, well, maybe they can do that. They have the knowledge, but we didn't. So we just make the packages beautiful so people can buy them, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was really crazy. He was a good teacher, but sometimes he was totally nuts. I remember few of those teachers. But
Yeah.
I just remember my drawing class teacher. He was the best teacher ever.
Uh-huh.
He he was the one. I'm not sure if that's the correct word. I'm not thinking properly right now, but he was head of the department of the people who produce the images for the paper bills here in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I think the correct word is engraving. We
Engraving.
Yeah, so with these metal things that they go and have metal plates and they go at the texture with all the bills and everything, they make big plates. So
Yeah.
he was the head of the department, and he was the best teacher. He gave me the best drawing classes and tips ever.
Oh, well, that's neat. Those are the best classes because you remember them for life.
Yeah,
Life
and he was
learning.
very strict. He was very strict with
Yeah.
our material.
Well, but he made a difference with you in your
Definitely,
life.
definitely. I think that
Yes.
I still use a lot of the things he taught me in
Mm-hmm.
my drawings or paintings, whatever media I'm using, like graphite, charcoal, or watercolor. Just I just try to remember all those little tips. I'm using watercolor here, by the way,
Okay. Good.
just to
Good.
see if I can mix it with color pencils.
How you doing, Pam? You- You're quiet.
I'm doing good.
All right. What are you doing?
Fussy cutting a design off of a napkin.
Oh, she's putting a napkin on her egg. Okay. Good.
A little
Good.
hummingbird. I already put a butterfly on here.
Okay. Oh, he's cute. Yeah. Well, my string came out of my hole, so I got to find my hole back and put my.
Oh, were you supposed to
You
string
could,
through a hole?
uh, you could put a string in one of the holes, and and then you'll have something to hang it up on if you want to hang it somewhere.
Well, too late for that.
Well, you could still put it underneath something, glue it on there.
I'm not worried about it.
Gotta have a hanger to hang it on the egg tree. Of course, last year I had a little tiny Christmas tree that I put back up in here, but I have no idea where we put it this year.
No, IHOP will um, use their Christmas trees year round.
Yeah, my
So
mom
when we
had
went to,
those little pencil trees. She had one of those, and she decorated it every month for something. Valentine's, she put hearts, and St. Patrick's March, she would put green things, anything green. Uh, of course, Easter, she would hang eggs and bunnies.
yeah,
That's what my mom did. Now let's see. I think I need a blue one.
making myself all sticky.
Oh, I know, me too. So this sorry ribbon is not sorry. You're not being nice. It's kind of difficult. It's silky, but I'm working it.
Just destroyed my bird.
Napkins are hard to work with. And of course, if you have to, you can just roll it around in some glitter and say done.
Well, I have glitter.
So let's
But that
see.
would be the easy way out.
It would be.
I'm not about to do that at this moment.
We're not going to be easy.
I'm going to challenge myself for a minute, you know?
Well, good. Oh, for some reason, she left and come back. I got you back. There you go. So I'm just going to let my eggs
I'm back.
dry.
I don't know what happened to my internet.
That's okay.
Suddenly it
It
froze.
happens. It's amazing that we can do this and be all over the world. It's
I know.
amazing.
I know, it is.
So,
I was surprised my internet held up okay with the kids playing video games upstairs.
yeah. So, let's see now. The only other thing I can do is I did get some new flowers this year, not too long ago. Let's see what kind of flowers I got. Seems to me I got some new ones. No idea where I got those at. Gotta have enough to put all around. Feathers? I could do feathers. I'm gonna do feathers. We'll put these little sorry ribbons in this little flower box. I could do these. That would take a long time to do though. They're little. I'm going to take and do feathers. I just saw my box of feathers over there in the closet, so that's what we're going to do. I have time to do another one. I can do it fast. I can work real fast.
Hummingbird did not turn. Hi, Stephanie.
We've gone rogue tonight. We're going crazy. We're doing Easter eggs.
Well, next week is Easter.
It is. We got to do it before next week. Let's see if I can get some of this glue off my fingers. It's all dried.
Yep, we poked a hole in an egg and blew it out, and now we're freestyle decorating it.
I put all the eggs away. I got to get another egg out since I had them already blowed out. These are big ones too. These are extra large. So let's see what we got in the feather department. I've got some fresh feathers. Uh, I have a neighbor that has chickens in their yard, and her little girl picked me up some all kinds of feathers from their chickens, so we could use those. I might have a little bag of little baby ones, or we could do collared ones. There's a little one. Oh, here they are. They're in here. These are the baby feathers.
Cute.
Or I can use the collared ones. I've got collared egg feathers here. So if we ever need a feather for anything, we got feathers.
My Joni has duck feathers.
Does she?
Yep.
And they had different kind of chickens too. They were all the chickens were different. They're really striking. I think that the feathers are really cool. Different type of chickens. Of course, I wouldn't know, but those are really cool feathers. But I've got them. So if we ever need a feather for anything.
Hi, Tanya.
Hello, hello. Hi, Tanya. Have I said hi to everybody? Angela, Stephanie, Mindy. Hi, everybody. Stace. Hi, Stacy. We're decorating eggs. We blowed our eggs out. So I'm going to do a feather egg.
Well, since you're in chat, Stace, did you receive that package I sent you? I know you said you were going to look, that you hadn't gotten it yet. But I might as well ask since you're in here.
I have no idea why I segregated these feathers. But there's they're in different little baggies. I don't know why. But I have more, so I've got plenty. So what I'm going to do, I'll get a yellow one and an orange one, a bit of an orange. This, I got a green. There's a black. Black one. And a white one. Don't see any blue ones. I got a little light blue one though. We'll just use that one. So let's see. How should I do this? Cut some of my feathers in half. Like that.
Well, Janet was knitting an egg earlier. How interesting.
Interesting.
What was she knitting?
An egg.
Oh, an egg. An egg.
I agree with Angela. I've never imagined you can do that.
So here's all my feathers. Let's see. How am I going to do this one? Not sure. I'm not sure. There's some black. Now we'll just start putting some glue down. And I'm going to need a hanger. So let's see where the end is.
A crochet egg. I could probably do
Yeah,
that.
kind of like amigurumi, I guess.
What's that?
Crochet an egg.
Yeah, it would be just your, just it's a craft, and you would crochet a hollow, and then stuff it with, tissues or cotton
Yeah,
or
or
something.
fabric scraps.
Yeah. So if I
I have
glue,
lots and lots of fabric scraps.
I have a lot of yarn that I don't know what I'm going to do with that. My mom left skein and skein and skein. So, and some of
did your
them
mom
was
crochet or
beautiful.
knit?
She was good at both.
Oh, okay.
And she also did tatting, like what Mary's doing.
Oh, tatting.
So she left also a lot of material and the special needles. So
Yes,
I will try to follow Mary as she tats because I
yes.
think I have an idea that I remember more or less what she taught me, but I have to go and grab them again and try to get a hold of them.
Well,
Yeah,
and
Dawn does tatting also.
you can watch videos too, other videos
Oh yeah,
on
because
on on the subject.
it's those special needles that are like kind of ovals and they have like small little tips and they
Yes,
have this
it's called
cartridge
a.
inside.
It's a shuttle. It's a shuttle, and it
Oh,
holds a
okay.
bobbin of thread,
Oh yes, that's the name.
and
Thank
that's
you very
what she.
much.
And it's the thread is a tatting thread, and it's bigger than sewing thread, but less than embroidery thread. It's kind of in
Yeah,
between.
it's a special one. Yeah,
Strong.
and she
It's
left.
strong. Mhm.
Yeah, she left a lot of skeins or whatever you call them,
Yes.
black, white, and beige. And she was really fast. She could do
Yeah.
different pieces in 1 or 2 days.
Yes.
So she was really
Once you
fast.
figure out the pattern, you know what you're doing. It does go fast. Get a rhythm
Yeah.
going. That's neat. I can remember my great grandmother tatting, and my grandmother, a little bit on her part too, but she crocheted more than she did anything else. But I can remember my great. She was like 95 years old, and she was sitting in a chair tatting, and I can remember her
Wow.
making that lace. And uh, of course, she, with her age and her vision not being as good as it used to be. She had a lot of mistakes in the lace, but she was still doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I'll
it was
probably make a lot of mistakes at the beginning, but as far as I'm learning, I can just
yeah.
undo everything and then restart and let's see what we can do.
But back in the day, that's the way everybody did it. They had to make their own stuff. You know.
Hmm. I loved to see my mom knitting or crocheting. I just loved it
Yeah.
so much.
Yes.
And I asked her to make a lot of clothes for me, like blouses or sweaters or
Uh-huh.
things like that, hats. And
Yeah.
of course, I still have them. And I donated most of her clothes when she passed, except for everything that was needed. I kept everything.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's good. That's good. That's your right.
Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of that as soon as I'm here
Yeah.
in the planet, in this world.
I
Yeah.
didn't get I didn't get to go through my mom's clothes. I was too late. We sold her house, and
Mm.
my niece bought the house, which was fine. And of course, she was from next door, and she wanted to get in there. So, she wanted to get in the house. She got rid of everything before I even knew that she was doing it. I didn't know she was cleaning the closet out and stuff. And had I known, I might have stepped in and say, "Let me go through it first," or something. Um, but bless her heart, she just. But I had a hard time going back over there too. So it was kind of my fault for not hanging out closer to the house, because I knew she was buying the house, but I didn't know when she was going to be moving in, and she just went in immediately before the papers were signed. She went in and started throwing things out.
Mm, that
But
was really
that's
bad.
okay. Yeah. But I would have loved to have like some of her scarves and her belts, and but I did get some of her jewelry, and she had a lot of bracelets, that because we all make bracelets in my family. My sister and my niece and me and my mom, we all did bracelets, and I got a lot of her bracelets, and half of them were broken or breaking or in the middle of breaking, and I couldn't wear them, but I did get a lot of her bracelets back.
It is
But
hard. It's
it
hard.
was
It's hard
very
to
hard.
do it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it was
hard to do
hard.
it.
But
My
she lucked out because the house was completely furnished. We
Mhm.
didn't sell any of the furniture or anything. I think they might have had I think they were going to have a yard sale, but I think they donated it. They just got rid of it, everything that they didn't want.
Yeah.
But she had, and I got everything that I wanted. I didn't want any of her china. I had my own china and stuff like that. And she had several. Uh, she had silver, and I got my aunt's silver, and I didn't need any more silver. So and Jessica, is the type of girl that will entertain. So she'll use all of mother's things. She'll use them.
Mm,
It
okay.
won't go to waste.
Yeah, that's interesting. I still
And
have
I'm
all her china, her
Yeah,
porcelain
and
figures,
she
everything.
had Christmas last year at over there, and I had a hard time, but I went, and she had out the Christmas plates that mother had. Mother was just tickled to death to get Christmas plates, because down here you could get a whole set of china for almost for free.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much down here because people come down here from up north and they consolidate. So they don't have they get rid of stuff, and nobody else wants it down here because you're in Florida, and you don't have a lot of sit down dinners like at home. You just
Mm,
don't do it down here. It's too
okay.
hot. But
No, we don't do
she
this
did. She
anymore.
used she used all her china. That was good.
Yeah, those big dinners were common when both my grandparents were alive. And we were
Yeah,
like probably 25 to 30 people sitting at a table Christmas night or New Year's Eve. I don't know. So
yeah,
my dad waited like 6 months before asking me to donate her clothes. He
yeah, yeah.
just couldn't do it. And still, my sisters
And
cannot
and
come and see what they want to
and
take.
yeah, and then uh, the main thing is, You didn't have to do it if you're not ready, and that's quite all right, you know. And
Mhm.
that was one of his things. He didn't have to, and so he didn't. And that's the way it went. And and I didn't go back over to Mother's because I wasn't ready to go back over there, and I
Yeah, it's
didn't.
not easy. It's not easy.
It
It was not easy for me to come back and take care of my dad
yeah, yeah.
because I just moved into Querétaro in 2018, December. So it took me like 6 months to get a job and try to see where I could rent or something. So I was barely again on my own when all this drama happened. And my dad and I, we didn't have a good relationship, you know. We have very similar personalities, so we clash all the time. We were
Well,
discussing, we were
okay.
arguing, we were just literally never agreeing. And
Mm,
since my mother passing, the situation just changed radically. Now we are best friends, we take care of each other. This episode with COVID was for both a really awakening of saying, 1 minute any of us can be gone, so we better just hang
exactly.
out and be friends and cooperate.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
he's going back
Life,
strong. He
life is precious.
he used to walk or hike like 4 miles every day before
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah, yeah.
and now he's back to close to 3 miles, and he's
Oh,
taking me along, so that's good.
well, that's wonderful that he can do that. My mother did. She she lived a block away from a little pond, and she would walk down to the pond and back in the evening, and she'd take her dog for a walk, and that was her exercise. And between that
Hi,
and
Cheryl.
keeping a house, that was enough, because she kept her own house, and
Yeah.
you know, that was her little walk in the evening, and she enjoyed it, and that's all she wanted to do. She was never a big exercise person anyway, but she cooked and cleaned and did all that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I have not been very keen on exercising. I used to,
I
but
did
I
too.
lost I lost condition because of having 2 or 3 jobs, because I was not having a lot of classes, so I had to jump from college to school and then another institution. So it was for me driving when I was at Mexico City. And suddenly I found this job here in Querétaro in this university. I'm 10 minutes away from it. And from the
Exactly.
first semester that I taught there, they saw the way I work, how responsible I am, and things like that. And since 2020, I'm a full time teacher. And that was just one semester of showing them what I did. And now I don't have to go running around, driving crazy around the city to get classes. It's not needed. And
Yeah.
now I don't want to do it because I want to spend time with my dad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not necessarily on a very tight budget, but I take care of all
Well, you
the
have.
shopping at home and everything.
Yeah.
So I can be with him. I can be with him in the mornings and in the
Yeah.
afternoons. And I enjoy that.
Mhm. That's good.
And he enjoys that as well.
Okay. How you doing, Pam?
I'm doing okay.
Are you got your napkin on there yet?
Yeah.
It looks good. Did you put glitter on there?
Yes, I did.
Oh
I cheated.
boy. Good girl.
Ah, that's so cute.
So I'm about ready to quit this puppy and start painting.
That's looking really good, Chris.
Thank you very much, Pam. I'm just playing with the watercolors here. I was going to use gouache, but I feel more comfortable with watercolor.
So there's my feather. I still have to glue some more on. I need to, I can't stop touching it and it's sticking to my fingers. So I'm just going to have to let it dry and go back in with the rest of the feathers after that. That's what I have to do. So, okay. I'm going to get my sketching out. This one turned out cute. My thing came out. I'll push it back down. Oh, they both came out. I just didn't have any luck with that. I'll try it again. Find the hole. Poke it back down in the hole. Like that. And then I'm going to put some more glue on it and glue it down under that fabric right there. That's what I'll do.
Thank you, Janet. I'm glad you like it. Have to move it a bit.
Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so now I'm going to start painting. So let's see.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Everybody likes the
It's,
rabbit.
they like the rabbit. Yeah. Very
And
good.
let's see, what did I do with my phone?
Oops.
Let me go to my photos. And get our little rabbit. I did upload a couple
Good
videos.
night, Janet.
Night, Janet.
Bye,
Off to
Janet.
bed. So how do I do this? So here's our little bunny rabbit. So I get to do a background first, and the it's like a forest back there, and he's got this big fluffy bow. I think is going to be my challenge. Good night,
Yeah,
Jim boy.
I had to zoom in to that one to
Yeah.
get more or less the shape.
Should have said hello to Heather.
Hi, Heather. How
That's
did
how I
it?
knew Janet was leaving. She said, "Hi, bye."
Well,
For Heather.
she's trying to leave.
Yeah.
I'm off to bed, she says.
Yep.
Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl likes the rabbit.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Oh.
Like all your drawings. So let me see about putting my mouse over here without touching anything. Hopefully, it won't bother anybody over there. So, I move my feathers over here, my fine feather friend. It's not my best egg. It's not my best egg. No, it's not my favorite. So here's the picture. I love the shade.
I have to decide what to do
So
here.
I'm going to make Here's right here.
Hello, Kathy.
Well, hi, Kathy. How you doing, honey? Yeah, something like that. And then this is going to be his face. It'll curve down and go around like this to the back of his head. And then that bow. I'm going to try to draw the bow the way I think I see it.
Okay.
Let's see. Like that. Maybe. Maybe.
It's complicated. I struggle with that one.
That's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. There's a teardrop right there. It's kind of like what it is. And then this one has a something like that. And then I'm not sure. I'm going to have to make it up. We'll try that. It's just a fluffy bow. I would do better getting the actual ribbon and making the bow. That's what I would do if I had to do it
I wouldn't
again.
know how to start and make a ribbon. I'm terrible at like wrapping Christmas presents. I
Yeah,
just cannot do it. So I go for the easiest thing that is to get a bag, put it inside, tissue paper, that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
We're spoiled. Yes, we are. We're spoiled.
And then I recycle the bags for the next year. Well, except the ones of my niece because she tears everything. So
And see, I have a hard time just drawing the one eye. I want to draw another eye. I want to draw another eye.
yeah, I'm not good sometimes at drawing animals facing front. The eyes like are different, but well, it's just practice. But I prefer to draw animals facing left. So the right profile is not like in
I'll
my
be.
comfort zone.
Yeah. And just a hint of a smile.
I'm just inventing the background now.
Yeah,
I'll not.
that's going to be fun for me after I get the tulips made.
Yeah, I'm just watering the background and just adding color and see where it goes, and that's it. I'm not going to worry so much about it because I want to add some color pencil to the bunny for all the fluff.
I don't know how I did that, but it kind of looks like it looks good. I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah,
My
it's
this tulip over here, it's kind of on its side, facing this direction. I don't know how I did it. Don't ask me to do it again. Oh, there's a buttercup. Okay, and it has a bugle in the middle of it.
you can see my flowers are not detailed. I want to show them on camera. I just don't like painting flowers.
You don't?
I'm so lazy for flowers. And my student was like, let's paint some flowers and let's see how it goes. And she didn't like that, and I was like so relieved, and I was like, I'm so happy she didn't like painting flowers because I'm so bad. I just cannot do it. I cannot go and pay attention to all the little details, the petals, whatever. I don't even know the parts of the flowers in English, not even in Spanish. So imagine, I'm lost with that vocabulary.
Yeah.
Hi, Erin.
Hi, Aaron.
That's
Judy. Hi, Judy.
Chris's
Yeah, I
sister.
haven't seen. I saw Clint last night or somewhere. Was it last night or today? I don't remember now. He was out. We were in another room. Oh, and I was watching a new girl, and I don't know her name. It was spelt differently, but anyway, she was using a hardware supply in the paint department, um, which is drywall tape. It's called drywall tape.
Oh yeah, I was in that one. Trying to remember which one that was.
And I told Joe, I said, "Do you have any drywall tape?" And he says, "Oh, I've got some." I said, "Well, I want it." I said, "Bring it in to me." And he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't seen it. He's forgot to look for it. And but anyway, she was using it like watercolor paper, and she was
Wow.
making tags and and painting papers with it. And I said, "Oh, I want to do that. I want to do."
Yeah, I'll find the link and put it in chat
Okay. Um,
because I
and
was watching it too.
were you in the room with me? Was I there?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember. But anyway, I remember talking to Clint because he ordered a felting kit, and he says, "Will you show me how to felt?" And I said, "I can give you some good links to watch of me videos of my videos of me felting." And yes, I can help him. I will help him felt if he needs it. But I think he can do it. Because he's pretty crafty. That Aaron and Clint both. And so anyway, I just now thought of it. And Joe was in the he was busy today. They had an Easter egg party at the local park down here, and he was helping a friend of his with his food truck. And so he didn't get home till like 2 or 3 o'clock. He'd been down there all since like 5 or 6 o'clock this morning, setting up and getting everything ready. So he was tired, and he's up now, but he's in the shower. So I'll have to get him to go out and see if he can find it. But it's drywall tape. It's exactly what it is, and you can get it at Home Depot or any hardware store, Lowe's or wherever.
I'll watch the
So
link. I'll try to do it. If it's something that I can have here at home or like
well, you
improvise.
could even use your watercolor paper, but she thought
Well, it was Myra from
it,
Zavelia Designs.
um
I will share it.
okay. Anyway, she thought it was economical to get it, and but you could use your regular stock paper or your water if you have any watercolor paper. You can cut it up into strips too. You don't have to use this particular kind of paper, but I thought it would be fun to do it and get it and have fun with it, uh, just for something different to do.
Okay, I put the link in
Thank
for that
you.
video.
I'll watch it later
Yeah, but
when when we are having supper here with Dad.
yeah.
He's watching a war movie upstairs. I don't like war movies; they just stress me a lot. And he loves war movies and books. He reads a lot about the First World War, and second one, and then he lends me the books, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you." And I start reading them, and then I just don't like them. But I
Yeah.
have sometimes to tell him that yes, it's interesting, but I have not finished. I'll finish it later.
Well, it's okay to say I don't particularly care for it. I'm not into the that era. That wasn't your age group to, you know, no offense, but it's
Yeah,
okay to say you don't care for something. Tell him the truth. He'll
it's not even
appreciate it.
his age group. So he was born in 1937, so
Well, but
that's
his
not even the.
parents were, and it might have rung a bell, with his parents. And he might have
Uh,
affected him as a little boy when they were going through hard times during the war, right?
what I know is that Mexico was not necessarily affected by the Great Wars, but it was more affected by the revolution in 1920, and
Okay.
still the effects were felt for a long time. And then what affected people more, I think it was the civil war in Spain, because there were a lot of people and kids that were sent to Mexico. But that was also good because that generation of kids, when they arrived, they were educated here and they were brought, in some cases, tutors or older people. And that created a very big cultural movement.
Yeah.
So Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera, Remedios Varo, that she was Spanish, uh, they really came to Mexico and created a cultural revolution that without them, it wouldn't have happened. That's what I remember of my history lessons. If
Yeah.
you want something else, I'll have to go and read.
Yeah. But my grandparents, they talked about, and it would be his parents, talked about the Depression and how they
Mm,
went through a depression period in their lives where they had a shortage of food and supplies, stuff like that. And that's how I learned to be frugal, was through my grandparents.
yeah.
Um, I mean, we still had to be frugal because there were 5 of us kids, so we had to be frugal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We ate what was on our plate. We didn't waste anything. If you didn't want it, don't put it on your plate. that type of thing. Of course, we we ate until the bowls were empty, and then there wasn't anything left in the bowls, so there wasn't anything left to eat. I mean, we ate everything.
Yeah, I relate. There were here a big crisis in the 70s when I was a child, and I remember that. My mom was like, "You cannot stand up until you finish all the food that you have there."
Yeah.
And we were made really, really conscious that everything was to be used, that things could be mended, that we just not to trash things just because. So we also learned that. But right
Hmm.
But right
now,
now, we live in such a throwaway society. Everybody
exactly.
throws everything away. That's
It's
ridiculous.
true. That's true.
And it's, for me, it's unbelievable. I say, how can you trash this if it could be used? So I don't know. Makes me so angry sometimes when people trash things like that.
Yes.
Now let's see if I can get some water. And let's see. I definitely want all the greens.
Okay. I think this is looking good for experimenting with this paper. This is the first time I use this paper. Not necessarily for watercolor. Well,
What
it
color?
says
Is it a
it's for
sketchbook?
watercolor.
What
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
book is?
sketchbook.
Okay.
It's this one, mixed media.
Oh,
It
okay.
says that it's acrylic watercolor pen and pencil. It's
Okay.
a very, very smooth paper. The surface is very smooth,
Well,
but it's
that's the
already,
way sketch paper is. Yeah.
yeah, it's a heavy paper. It's like 300 grams. I don't know if it's in ounces as well. Let me tell you. Mm, 140 pounds.
So it's thick. Yeah.
It's thick, but it's already bending. I think I'm using too much water. But I hope that as soon as I close it and it's dry, it will just stretch out. But I like what I'm doing, and I never imagined I could paint that bunny. And when I say I painted bunny, it's painting it live on camera.
Uh huh.
I'm not so used to doing that because I go and see the mistakes and I'm like, oh my god, this is a mistake. And then I imagine the people are also looking at the mistakes and they're like, oh, she doesn't know how to do this. And oh,
No, I go for
very
it. I
difficult.
don't. I go so fast. I don't have time to look for mistakes because I feel like I want to finish it or finish most of it while I'm here, and uh, and everybody just wants to watch you do it. They like to watch us.
Yeah, and that's something that I have to learn. I have to learn to be less self-critical. If I don't know if that's a correct
Don't judge
expression.
it. Don't judge. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I want this to be not necessarily perfect, but good enough to the standards that I have. And then that's why it takes me weeks. Like the drawing I did with Downton Abbey, the faces of these two characters. It's color pencil, but it took me weeks to do it. And I still see it,
Right.
and I want to add something else or change it.
Well, when you work online, you have to keep it light and simple and easy and quick for because people want to see some of it done. Uh, and I think even if you have to do some prepping before your show, you may get all your sketching done first, and that way you got that much concentrated, uh, you got that much done, and you've done it pretty good because you've had time to fix any mistakes, and
Mm-hmm.
then all you have left to do is paint. So that might help you out when you're streaming, so that you could get close to being finished. And there's nothing wrong with taking your time and saying, well, I'm just going to finish this offline later, and that's what you got to do. And then I was doing my pottery, and everybody wanted to see me do my pottery, and I just have had a terrible time trying to get a camera set up out there, and it just wasn't working. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making short little films of me making half of a pot, and uploading it. And you could do the same thing with some of your art, and do some of it offline, and then upload it later.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start working a little bit more with shorts so I can prepare better. I
Hmm.
still have to think what I'm going to do tomorrow. I
Yeah,
have a lot of
yeah.
material here, but
And sometimes I don't have a clue as what I'm going to do until I get sitting in this chair. This chair is the one that gives me the ideas and the inspiration. But I did think about it. I picked this picture out this afternoon, and then I said, oh Pam, then I told you girls, both of you, bring an egg. We'll do an egg, and I said we'll just do one egg, and have fun with it. And then I can do another egg Tuesday and another one Thursday, and then I probably won't. Well, and then I have next Saturday. I can do 3 more eggs
yeah, there's still time.
if I want to, and I probably will, just because it's fun, and it's a project. Then I can save my drywall tape till after Easter, and Joe can go buy me some drywall tape.
Yeah, just in case.
So if
Because
anybody
sometimes
goes
you
out
say, yes, I have
shopping,
something at home, and then you don't have anything.
if you all want to go out shopping this week and get you some drywall tape in the
Yeah.
hardware department of the, I'm sure Walmart has it, and it's they sell it by the roll, and you just need one roll of it, and it shouldn't be more than $3 or $4, from my understanding.
Yeah,
And
it's
it depends on where you get it from. If you get it from a mom and pop uh, shop, it might be more, like Ace Hardware or something like that. They usually run a little bit more than what Walmart does.
yeah. Well, I don't rely on my Walmart here because it doesn't have anything. It's just like a food thing. Just that's it.
Yeah.
So there's no knitting section or crafting section or anything that is interesting.
Our Walmart is trying to do away with crafting stuff. They have it online. You can order it online, but they're cutting way back on the craft department in the store.
Okay, I have
But
to let this dry.
Amazon's taking over.
Yeah, the problem with Amazon here is that I get really really nice um, like products, and then I see that it takes international shipping, and it's like a month or two to arrive, and I'm like, no, let's not do that.
Well, I wouldn't mind if it took a longer to arrive, as long as it arrived and not get confiscated.
Yeah, that's my fear,
And
Mexican custom services.
how do they have what kind of how do they do their delivery in your area? Do they have prime trucks, UPS trucks, or postal trucks?
The post here it just doesn't work. It's practically for bills like the gas, natural gas, or electricity or something like that. Uh, Didi sent me something like in October last year, and it took 3 months to arrive, and it was just a letter,
Right. But you
plain
did get
letter.
it. Well, that's good
So
that you did get it. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but
Uh,
if somebody of you sent me something that is a little bit thicker, that looks like a package or something, uh, one of the employees will certainly open it and steal whatever they can.
yeah.
So those people are very, very dishonest. So
Right.
that's why I really don't participate in a lot of
Right.
giving
I
away.
understand. I understand. But you don't have any kind of see, in the United States, we have the brown trucks, the UPS trucks that deliver our packages,
We have
and
most of them. We
and they're
have
reliable. They're reliable.
yeah. That's how Amazon gets here. Mostly using DHL or FedEx. Those are the ones that
Yeah, FedEx.
come. Yeah.
So you can rely on those people, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's right.
So, but it's the U.S. Postal Service you can't trust, not the
No,
shipping.
that's right. The Mexican Post Service is just really bad.
Right. It's the so if you were to order something on Amazon, you'll get it. It's not like it's coming through the postal service. It's coming
Yeah,
through
exactly. I'll get it because
shipping.
they are using DHL or FedEx.
Right. Right.
So if we
Okay.
send you something through FedEx, you'll get it.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
But that's very expensive. It's
Well,
really
yes, it
expensive.
is. Yes, it is.
Well, sending through the postal service is expensive too. So
They are too. They get you. They get us.
Yeah, I don't know why they have to be more expensive, because they take the same things. They take a plane,
Well,
they are
because
in a
they
bag.
can.
So, so
They can be more expensive because they can.
I have a friend in Sweden, and we have been friends since 1986. In those times, I was very interested in alien life and extraterrestrials and things like that.
Yeah.
And early 90s, I think it was 1995, 1996, like 10 years after, he told me, "Oh, I'm going to send you a package." And I was like, "Oh, great, good." Gave him my address. I was still in Mexico City, so there was no problem there. Um, he sent me 5 books. And I was amazed because they arrived. They arrived like 6 months later, right? But they arrived. But the
Okay.
package was damaged. And I guess that somebody at the post office saw, oh, package, let's see what this is. And they open it when the moment they saw those were books in English. They say, no, nothing, nothing for me for here. Deliver it to the lady. So that's why I got them. Had
Yeah.
been something else, would have been stolen. Let's see. Books is still very wet.
no, it looks a lot better on screen than it does on my actual page.
The bunny.
Yeah, it looks a lot better on the screen than it does on my actual page when I look down on it. But looking at it on this screen looks a lot better.
I think I'll try just for a little bit to put us on a different thing so you can actually see everything across for a little while and see how that works.
Yeah,
And we'll
that's
go
better.
back here to gray.
And I already had my page ready.
Oh, that's good.
I had it was just so but I also mixed some green paint with it. So I
Had a
done this a while ago. So it's just like a calendar page type thing
Yeah.
from 2022, but it has a bunch of little sayings and stuff at the top. So I kept the little sayings, but I glued all the other pages together so it's like a double page.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I'm going to take and gesso over all the extra stuff. So I have a pink page and a dark pink page.
Oh, good.
And it was just a little like a 2022 planner that has a bunch of doggies on the front.
Uh-huh. That's good. That's recycling. That's a good way to do it.
So this is officially an experiment on camera. Watercolor and color pencil. And I like how it looks.
Yeah.
It was very sunny when I started streaming with you girls, and right now it's cloudy and it's about to rain.
We had some terrible storms in the United States last night from the Midwest going eastward. There were, I forget, 80 different tornadoes
Oh my gosh.
in a 4 hour five. Well, it was a 12-hour span. And I was watching Ryan Hall, y'all. He's a meteorologist on YouTube that has taken off with his own channel, and he follows the storms. And he's got storm chasers, which are other people that work for him, chasing
Mm-hmm.
the weather too. And he showed several tornadoes live happening at the live happening all in real time. It wasn't a pre-recorded show, and it's devastating. Um, and Little Rock, Arkansas, got a major one. I don't know what they categorized it as, but I would say it was an either F4 or F5, which is the worst.
Oh, how
And
terrible.
it went right through a busy part of town, and it across the street, a house wouldn't be touched, but the other side, everything's gone. It was very devastating with to see the tornadoes last night, and they had them all the way up in Illinois and Tennessee and Ohio and Kentucky and Missouri,
That's very
Mississippi.
scary.
Mississippi had them.
Hi, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
She didn't
Here
say goodnight.
more than
Oh,
Saying
tornado.
hello.
hello. Hi,
She just
Lisa.
came in.
I couldn't see my chat. I got my bunny in the way. Hi, Lisa.
I'm trying to think what is more devastating here. Hurricanes. I think that is the thing that hits Mexico the most. uh, but especially because very poor people live in the slopes, and those areas get a lot of water, so houses are washed away.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Flooding.
think that's the one.
Yeah.
And in cities, when it rains so much, it floods. Yeah, Mexico City flooded like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and
Yeah, yeah.
one of my friends was trapped,
Oh
and
my.
she just couldn't get her car out, and she had to use a tow truck or something. But it was scary. She said it was really, really scary.
Yes. I bet it was.
Yeah, here where I am, I'm also kind of in a slope hill, so water just washes away, and we have good canals to catch these rainwater, so we don't
Yeah,
worry so much
yeah,
about it. But downtown Querétaro, it's in a valley, and it's a very old city, so it's not ready for the amount of rain that happens here. And Querétaro also suffers from hail. So when it really rains during June, July, that's the rainy season here.
yeah,
Um, the houses need to have roofs with a certain inclination, certain degrees, or the hail stays there and you can get the roof collapsing on
I
you.
see.
So part of my
Joe's
house.
in the house. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, ladies. How are y'all?
Hi,
All the
Joe.
girls. Everybody wants you to go out to the garage and see if you have any.
Let me wait a minute. Have any what? Let's see. Any
You've been listening.
hay?
Yeah, you've been listening. I know. You got your
Are you
ears
gonna do
on.
something with it tonight?
No.
I will have it for you tomorrow.
All right.
If I can go to your flea market.
No, you can't go to the flea market till you get my tree up in the backyard.
Oh,
Priorities. Tree first, then you can go. That tree's been down since February, so it's dying. If you don't get it, it's not gonna survive. Uh, I try not to to nag and be a nagging wife, but I have to put my foot down a little bit, or he'll take off, and then I'll never get the things that need to be done around.
my stuff done.
It's our stuff, our tree. Those trees are very expensive. They cost over $1,000 a piece, and it's been laying there since February. And
Oh,
it's time to get it up and get it
Yeah,
revived. Revive that tree. So
been blowing eggs.
we did.
Oh,
I got an egg to scramble when I get off of
I
here.
see that. What, Abby?
she said you're gonna go scramble it for her.
You're going to scramble my egg for me.
Oh, sure. She's already scrambled a little bit.
I've been busy today. I've done more today than I have in a long time.
Yeah.
I was kind of
So
lazy this morning.
there's a little piece of food right behind you she can have. That bowl.
Hi, Mitzi. Hi, Renee. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, guys.
They all
Everybody
came
saying,
in while I was posting on Facebook.
Dana says, hey, Joe.
Hi, Dana. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Yeah, right.
I was listening a little bit. I was actually watching the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that whippoorwill is pestering the crap out of one of those eaglets, and I don't know which one it is.
Oh, you were watching the Eagles and it wasn't a ball game. Never mind. I immediately went to football when you said the Eagles. But we have the live eagles down here, and the baby eagles have left the nest. They've flown out of the nest, but they're not. They haven't flown the coop yet. They're coming back. They'll come back for a little while before they actually leave. Leave.
I sit there and watched it, and it turned its head just back and forth like, "What are you doing to me, little bird?" Because that little whippoorwill comes flying in there with its wings spread out and just kind of smacks him. And if he ever turns around and look, he evidently they know that they don't know how to take and hold on with one foot and raise the other one and claw whatever's coming in, because if they ever do, both of them will go down.
I don't know why they're picking on the
I
eagles,
don't know.
except maybe
He's just going like this.
they're protecting and they might have a nest close by. The owl keeps bugging them at night. There's a big horned owl that comes along at night and kicks them off of their tree, and almost knocked one of them down to the ground the other day.
Oh,
And I said, why does it do that? They aren't doing anything to that owl. They don't even touch that owl. Looked over at that owl, but he's protect. The owl's got babies, and they keep hitting on the eagles at night. But the eagles are not nocturnal like the owl is.
They
how sad that they are like that.
several years
How
ago.
long? How long will they take to take the color? Because they're bald eagles, right?
Right.
So they're
The
white
babies
and
will
black.
be white for another 2 to 3 years. Their
Oh,
head will not
really?
turn white. They'll be juveniles,
Yeah,
Oh,
and
they're almost 4 to 5 years old.
they
You see
are.
a white-headed boy.
Yeah, they'll turn white-headed
Bald
at
eagle.
3 to 4 years, like I said. But right now they're only 4 months old, and they haven't left the nest yet. But they won't be long before they will, because they've already branched, and Dad is teaching them how to jump from branch to branch. They watch him, and they do everything he does, and and they've taken off from the nest for several hours at a time, but they're coming back. They will continue to come back for another week or so, and then they will eventually fly off and not come back.
so they
And
don't stay in the area, right? They have to go and find
well,
their
they
own.
can, but they're very territorial. So they have to find a territory that when there's nobody else around. They they have like a 50-mile radius, but I would imagine down here it's less than that, because the population of the bald eagles have bounced uh, drastically over the past uh, 5 or 10 years, and there's a lot
Oh.
more of them than there ever were, because they were on
Mhm.
the endangered list, and they're now off of the endangered list, but they still are government protected, and it's against the law to interfere with the eagles. No, you can't interfere at all. And
But for example, if one of the eaglets kind of falls
right,
and nobody can go and rescue the animal and make
the
sure they live.
professional rescuers can, but the thing of it is they're in their nature. They're doing their nature thing here, and the nature has it where things happen. Okay, the
Hmm.
mother disappeared, and she was about 30 to 35 years old. They Her name was Harriet, and she didn't come back. And after the babies were born, she didn't come back one day, and more than likely she had another fight with another female for the territory, and she lost because she never came
Mm,
back.
okay.
And they fight to the death. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So we think that's what happened, but we don't know for sure. And the thing of, and people were saying, "Oh, well, who's going to help feed them babies?" Well, the father did. The father has fed those babies faithfully every single day, and they may have skimped out on some days and not had as much, but that's part of their survival thing. They have to have some days where they're hungry. They have to learn, how to go and hunt. And that's one way to hunt is when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot interfere with them. And people wanted to set out food, and it's against the law. It's a federal offense. You can go to prison for it if you interfere with these eagles. Um, and somebody climbed the fence and was going to go over and give them some fresh meat from the meat market. And these eagles that we watch are watched 24 hours a day. We got 3 cameras on them, and so they saw the lady climb the fence and climb over the fence, and they had an intercom there and says, "Please go back to the sidewalk. You are trespassing. You do not feed these eagles because they have to survive. They have to learn survival, and they have to
Mm-hmm.
struggle to become strong." And the dad was doing a job. He had to give him a chance to do it, and he did. He's kept them eagles alive for 4 months, and he's done a terrific job. But the people didn't understand how nature is. You can't interfere with nature. You've got to
Yeah,
let it
right.
run its course. And if one of them die, they die. And when I watched it, I've been watching them for several years, 5 or 6 years. And one year, uh, there was an alert. The Harriet had picked up her baby and flew away with the baby into the woods because she thought someone was coming after the baby. And she brought the baby back, the eaglet back. But in doing so, one of her talons pierced the chick under the arm, and the
Oh.
baby bled out during the night and died. And the
Oh.
very next morning, there was no life in that baby,
Mm-hmm.
and they ate the baby because that's nature.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not.
right.
It's nature. That's how nature does. And they did. They threw the baby, and uh, people cringe about that, but it's natural. It's normal. That's the way the nature is, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't waste anything.
Yeah,
So
they are. We
it's
should
hard to,
not get attached to them, even
yeah,
if we
it's hard.
watch them. They are
Yeah,
wild animals.
yeah, they are wild, and then after Harriet disappeared, there were some other suitors that came around trying to court him. And these girls, these other females, there's been 4 so far, and he ends up running them off because they get down into the nest with the babies,
Mm-hmm.
and they could easily kill the baby because that baby's not theirs,
Yeah, right.
and to get the male to to breed her, to coax him into breeding, the chicks have to die, and then
Mm-hmm.
it'll be her eggs, and it'll be her nest, and it'll be her domain, and they fight for territorial rights. So, but he so far he has run all of the women away.
Okay.
So
So he's
far
technically a good dad because.
he is. He's run them off, and there was one that kept stealing their food. And it's like, no, this is their food. This is what I have gotten out of he brought this food in, worked hard to get this food, and it's the chicks, not yours. And so he ran her off. And it's really interesting to watch them and see how it works. But But that's how it works.
Yeah, nature. Yeah, they are not
Nature.
pets.
It's
They
nature.
are not pets.
So,
Not like, as I
um,
said, we cannot get attached to them because they're just wild animals,
exactly. But
and
but there
they
were so
follow
many
their
people.
instincts.
There were so many people in the chat that didn't understand the nature thing, and they didn't know anything about eagles, and they were watching and they were saying, well, who's going to go feed them, and blah blah blah. And it's like, nobody is. You leave them alone, they'll get fed. And just because it wasn't their timing, it's the eagle's timing. And
Hmm.
sometimes, the eagle has to work harder to bring the food in. It may not, there may not be any fish in the pond that day or something, and it's hard, but you got to give him a chance.
Yeah, that's right. I never imagined they could live so many years.
Yeah, yep, they've got a long life. Uh, but another thing, because I have studied it uh, over the years, it they only have a 70% survival rate after they leave home. The two new babies, and that's interesting in itself. Um, so they have to be strong, and they have to learn how to fight for their food, and they fight for their food in the nest with each other, sibling fighting to
Hmm.
who's going to get the first fish. And and they're only 4 days apart, but in eagle time, that's like almost a year apart because that's how fast they grow. These
Okay.
these were out of the eggs 4 months ago, and they could barely walk and get around, and here they are getting ready to fly and be on their own soon. They're they're still, and it'll take them 2 or 3 years to become mature enough to
Hmm.
become a bald eagle, and if they make it, that's if
Yeah,
they
that's
make it.
right. I think it's fascinating to watch animals like that and to
Yeah,
learn.
it is. It is. So let's see.
It's about to rain here. My dad just came downstairs, and I have a
Okay.
window here right in front of me, and he peeked and he scared me, and I was like, oh. He's like, who are you talking to? Why are you talking alone?
Talking to my friends,
Yeah, that's what I told him.
my
He forgets.
imaginary friends.
He forgets that I'm streaming.
It's hard to uh, understand the internet if you've never had it, you know. Uh,
Yeah. He's
and see,
putting
my
on.
mom, my mom knew I was doing this, and she would watch me and stuff, but it wasn't her cup of tea. She'd watch for about 5 minutes, and then she'd change the channel.
Yeah, she
I
was
didn't
like,
want to
what
watch.
is this
You didn't
about?
want to watch me.
Yeah, we taught our dad how to use the internet and how to use YouTube.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he likes, now he knows how to do certain things, but later he opens so many pages and then the telephone is, you can say, overwhelmed, stuck with information. So we have to erase things so the phone doesn't go crazy and things like that. But yeah, he still doesn't understand streaming that well.
But it is mind-boggling. Uh, here we are so far apart. I'm over here in Florida and you're over there in Mexico, and we feel so close.
Yeah. Well, it's technically the same continent, but for example, when you get to see people like Raul or
Yeah,
Miriam that connect and they are so many hours ahead of us, it's just
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it is. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do. I guess I could do her eyes.
I'm trying to avoid the flowers. So I will have to finish the flowers offline, not during the stream. But so far I like the rabbit. I think
I did. I
I think
didn't
it's
do
nice.
all of the flowers. I just did a few.
So I'm going to show it close. So there you go.
There.
I'll just have to do a little bit of shadowing here.
Yeah.
But I will probably use ink tents now. No watercolor because I want to lift these. But the flowers, I don't know, I'll probably add some scribbles or something and have them done.
Oh, I got to do pink in the pink up here.
Night, Heather.
Good night, Heather.
Look how cute that is,
Bye,
Kellyanne.
Heather.
You could do that for your cat,
Aw.
Ganache. Called the shells and buttons.
Oh,
Different
that's
views.
so close.
Well, I'm about ready to jump off here. I've had a full day today.
Yeah, I'm not going to do more than this because
So,
I want to rest a
Pam,
little bit.
are you done with your rabbit?
Yep, I've been done.
Okay. So, I think I'm going to quit too.
Yeah, I think that's
And
all that I'm going to do here.
So
and
here is my egg that I did. It's still a little bit goopy from the glue. It's got some butterflies and hummingbirds and flowers. And then my
Oh, cute.
drawing that I just used just regular colored pencil.
hang it up there. And then my feather egg, I think I'll put some more feathers on it. It's not my best. I think this was a fail. A fail. Hmm.
It's an experiment.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fail. It was a learning experience, and it looks
Yeah.
cute.
It's like a 2-year-old did it. Yeah.
Well,
But
you got to bring that inner child out sometime, Beth.
I know.
You can't always be serious.
And it's good. It's good to have good things and bad things, because then you appreciate when you do real good.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, my bunny looks better in person.
Now,
All
mine
right.
looks better on the screen than it does in person.
Yeah. Well, girls, thank you for coming and being on with me and sharing this time with me. I appreciate you guys very, very much.
Thank you very much, Beth. Thank you.
Chris will be on in the morning, I believe at 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
It's going to be 8 a.m.
8
Eastern.
a.m.
Yeah,
Central.
8 a.m. Eastern. Just for 1 hour. Just for,
Okay.
for 1
So,
hour.
so, and then Miriam will be on.
She's not streaming tomorrow.
She's going to take tomorrow off.
She's got
Okay.
something to do.
Yep,
I
she's
don't-
got family. Okay. Very good. And Pam, you still streaming impromptu? Have you picked
Yeah,
it?
just when I feel like it, because
Well, that's good.
like I did today.
Okay, well that's good. I enjoyed watching you today crochet. That was neat.
Yeah, my daughter wants me to make this one.
Oh,
It's
is
called
it
the checkmate scarf.
Oh.
But she wants me to do it in black and white.
Okay. Well,
But I got to finish my other one first.
who's it for?
The checkmate.
No, the one you're
The
doing now.
other one. I don't know. It might be a
Okay.
Christmas present.
Okay. Sounds
But
good.
might as well get Christmas done early, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Nothing. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So
But yeah.
if she said, Kelly Ann would says if you don't mind to post all your pictures in her group. Well, I'll see what I can do, Kelly Ann. if you remind me to do that every time, I'll do it. But if you don't remind me, I'm not going to guarantee I can remember. But I would definitely try to. And what was the name of your group again? Is it under her name?
It's Creative Kellyanne.
Creative Kelly. But I will definitely try to post our pictures, and let me find my group right there, and I'll post my picture.
It's Creative Kellyanne's Crafty Corner.
Okay. All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks again. And you got your kitty cat there.
Yeah.
Good, good.
She's hungry, so I have to go because
I'm
she's
go
really
feed.
hungry.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a
my dogs
cutie.
are wanting more food now too. So good night, everybody. Thanks for coming, and bye, everybody. Have a good
Bye.
evening. See y'all soon.
Bye.